Because black women love anime too. Bad bitches love anime too. Bad black bitches love anime too. Because we deserve representation too.
Hey guys, my name is Modi and welcome back to Modi Speaks. Today I want to talk about something that has been popping up way too much online, and it is honestly starting to get embarrassing. Not just to me as a black person, but as somebody who values creativity and producing something meaningful over inserting oneself in other people's creativity and making it all about oneself. Okay guys, this video is extremely important, but before we dive deeper into today's video, I want to take a quick moment to share something that really touched my heart with you guys. There's a little boy named Ryder. He's only 6 years old, just 6 years old. At this tender innocent age, where most kids his age are running around playing freely and discovering the world, Ryder is facing challenges that no child should ever have to endure. He was born prematurely during the tough COVID lockdown period. He spent months in the NICU and was later diagnosed with cerebral palsy and epilepsy. He cannot sit, crawl, or walk on his own, which means he needs round-the-clock care from his parents. Now, his incredible dad, Mitchell, had to step away from work in order to look after him full-time. Now, despite everything Ryder has been through, which includes multiple week-long hospital stays, countless seizures, daily medications, and daily challenges, he remains one of the happiest little boys you will ever see. He lights up watching his favorite movies, smiling big when he's being pushed around the yard, and just enjoys the simplest things of life. His parents call him the ray of sunshine, and as you see his photos, guys, you will understand why. Right now, his parents are trying to raise funds for some essential equipment that would make a huge difference in his daily life, which includes a proper supportive stroller that actually fits him, a standing frame so he can bear weight on his legs and avoid muscle issues, and a safe bath chair so he can actually enjoy bath time instead of improvising with pool noodles and towels. Guys, I don't usually do this, but this one really got to me. So if you are in a position to help even a little, whether it's donating to their campaign or buying the equipment for him if you can, it would mean the world to this family. I'll drop the campaign link in the description below, and also I'll pin it to the pinned comments. Guys, every little thing you can give helps them give Ryder a more comfortable life and a joyful life. Michelle, if you're watching this, thank you so much for trusting me with your son's story. I wish Ryder all the best of good health, and I wish you and your wife strength to continue in this journey. Alright now guys, let's get back into the video. So this clip is basically showing us a black woman who is essentially complaining about how you don't see too many black characters in Japanese anime. How the ones that are there are stereotypical comedic relief, and how even nowadays it is hard to find black characters in anime that we want to like because Japanese anime creators don't depict us very nicely. Let us just take a look at the video, then we are going to come back and have our conversation.
You know, I remember when I first started watching anime growing up, I think a few people could relate to this. Representation was always something that wasn't really done very well. In particular, speaking to black characters, you don't see too many black characters. And when you do, especially back then, black characters have the stereotypical features. You had them with the big lips. They were the ones that were your comedic relief. Like they had these traits, these stereotypes with them that, you know what I mean? They weren't just drawn or acted like normal characters in the show. You know, nowadays I think, you know, we're doing a little better, but back then, I mean, even up to now, it's hard to find black characters that we want to like cosplay or resonate with in anime. You don't depict us very nicely, you know?
So she's basically crying about the lack of black representation in Japanese anime. And look guys, I get it, okay? She's expressing her feeling. It is just her opinion. But as a black person myself, I have to push back hard on this entire mindset. This victimhood, this obsession with being inserted into other people's cultural creations. It is repugnant and it is exhausting, and it is not a good look for us black people. First off, guys, let us be factual about what anime is. Anime is a Japanese genre. it is created by Japanese people primarily for Japanese audiences. Japan is one of the most ethnically homogeneous countries in the whole world. It is a country where black migrants make up less than 1% of the entire population. Now, this country creates something for their people, something that reflects their culture, their physical appearances, their heritage, their language, and somehow you, an outsider, decide to watch it. But instead of appreciating the fact that you are even allowed to watch it at all, you now want it to be all about you and you alone. What is actually wrong with these people? Now, Japanese kids and citizens want to see characters that look like them. Characters that reflect their culture, their features, their stories. That is completely normal and natural. Just like how you see in Nollywood, that is Nigerian movies, you don't see Japanese people crying their eyes out demanding representation in Nigerian movies. They understand that those films are made for Nigerian audiences. Same with Bollywood for Indians or Hollywood for Americans. Every culture creates content that resonates with its own people first. Now, why is that suddenly racism when Japanese or other non-black races does it? I genuinely don't understand why some people have become so obsessed with being represented in everything that other people create. Black people are not owed a seat in every single form of entertainment from every culture on earth. If we, as black people, we want more black characters in animation that we love and relate to, the solution is simple. Let us create our own. Let us build our own anime studios, our own animation teams, our own animation stories. God gave us intellect, creativity, and hands like everyone else. What is stopping us from building something powerful for ourselves? Instead of constantly demanding inclusion in someone else's creation, why don't we focus on creating our own? That is the part I seriously do not understand. As black people, we have creativity, we have intelligence, we have imagination. Nobody is stopping us from creating our own animation studios. Nobody is stopping us from writing our own stories. Nobody is stopping us from designing black heroes, black worlds, black mythology, and black-centered animated series. If anime inspires you, then let it inspire you to build something, not to complain that someone else's work does not revolve around you. Throughout history, every successful entertainment industry was built because people decided to create something for themselves. America built Hollywood, Nigeria built Nollywood, India built Bollywood, Japan built anime. These industries did not become successful because they spent decades demanding representation in other countries' films. They became successful because they invested in their own storytellers, their own artists, their own directors and creators. That is how cultural industries grow. So if people genuinely believe there is a huge demand for black-centered animation, then that is a business opportunity. Create it, build it, invest in it, support it, own it. Another thing I find interesting is that it seems like no matter what happens, these type of individuals are never satisfied. Now, if anime does not include black characters, they complain. But if also anime includes black characters, then they complain about how those characters look. Oh, the hairstyle is not right. Oh, the skin tone is not right. If the character is not written exactly the way they want it, they complain and complain and complain.
Alright, we got black characters in different animes. For some reason, these animes never know how a black person really look. It's crazy. Like, they have some of the features right, but a lot of the features are always over-exaggerated.
At some point, it becomes impossible to satisfy these people because their default response is always criticism, okay? They're always going to criticize. And mind you, this mentality extends beyond anime. I've seen black people complain that African education systems rely too heavily on Western models or that African schools teach too much Western history, values, and ideas. Now, whether those criticisms have merit or not is not even my main point. My question is, if we believe we can do better, then why don't we do better? Why is the first instinct always to complain about what somebody else has created instead of creating our own alternatives? If we think our education system should reflect more African history, more African philosophy, perspectives, then let us develop those curricula. Let us write those textbooks Let us establish those institutions. Let us fund the research. Let us create the alternatives. Because the change we believe we want is only going to happen when we start building it, not when we are complaining. That is why I think that this constant focus on representation sends the wrong message. Whether people realize it or not, constantly demanding representation or validation from other cultures can unintentionally communicate that we need somebody else's approval before we feel seen, and that we cannot do things for ourselves. And I don't necessarily believe that that is true. I don't think Black creativity needs permission to exist. I don't think our stories become valuable only after other cultures include us. Our stories already have values. Our history has value. Our culture has value. Our creativity has value. So instead of asking Japan to make more Black anime characters, why not create animation so compelling that people all over the world will want to watch it? Why not do that? We have to understand that every country has the right to tell stories about its own people. Japan has every right to make Japanese stories, the same way Nigeria has every right to make Nigerian stories. America has right to make American stories. America is different because it has so many cultures in it. Now, nobody is entitled to representation in every piece of entertainment produced around the world. If representation happens naturally, then that is perfectly fine. But demanding that it must happen as an obligation is where I draw the line. That is where I disagree. I believe our energy is better spent creating than complaining, and is better spent in building than blaming people. Because in my opinion, guys, the greatest form of representation is not appearing in someone else's story. Rather, it is creating stories so powerful that the rest of the world can no longer ignore them. But as always, guys, these are my thoughts and my opinions. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below, but do so respectfully. Also, if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, honestly, I don't know what you're waiting for. Subscribe to the channel. Like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my membership or buy me a coffee if you like, as a way of supporting the channel. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. For now, peace.